Morning, everybody. I'm just making this video honestly because I have something that's been heavy on my mind. So I gotta release. These kind of like my personal diaries, but I'm sharing it with everybody else. It's kind of like for me, but it's not for y'all, but it's for me. But if it helps somebody, so be it. I was born into a big family. It was, between all of us, all the kids, it was 6 of us. And our parents. And between both of our parents, they had other relationships too, that they were involved with children or anybody, children that they took care of and they nurtured or whatever also. But my point is to make, when you are born in a big family, sometimes it's hard to self-reflect on how you impact your own life. So what we do is, as individuals that have large families, when we go through a traumatic experience, we go through the list of relative to blame before we get to ourselves. Now, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just you have to do it because that's how you question your inner thoughts and process all these things in your brain, and how you figure out how each one person feels. Like you literally have to put yourself into their mind frame, into their thinking of like, oh, maybe they were jealous, or maybe they didn't get a lot of attention and affection. It's a whole list of things that you could say. Now, as kids, when we look at our parents and they're interacting with our siblings, we're self-centered. We're born to be self-centered. Like, we only care about us. So when we have other siblings, we really don't care about them. We don't initially love them at first. It's like your parents kind of like keep reiterating it, kind of program you to kind of say, yeah, these are your siblings. These are your siblings. You love them, love them, love them. Not saying you don't love them, but it's just like an extended relative. They could tell you to love a friend all day, but if the person not treating you right, you don't have to entertain it or even entertain them. So with that being said, like, I learned that when kids do that, so when kids see you interacting with their parent or their caretaker, they get jealous of their siblings. And that jealousy may fester. It's probably hold on to it if the parent doesn't like sit them down or talk to them, or just make intentional like things to only be with them by themselves, and make sure they know that they're still important, so that jealousy doesn't fester. Because it's natural for us to feel jealous and envy. It's natural for us to feel that way. And the only reason I came to that concept is having my own kids, looking at how my son reacts. He doesn't really know her. She's like a new person. She just came here. Like, all he seen was my belly. And then one day he woke up and this other human was here every single day. So you have to put your mind into childlike. And I say that to tell you that your soul is childlike. So some of these issues that you have with a lot of people is because your inner child needs to be parented. And then what we do is, once we get older, we still want our parent to parent it, but they can't. If they couldn't parent it when you was young, what makes you think they're going to parent it while you're older and you're adult and you could take care of yourself? It's at that point, it's nobody's responsibility but yours. It's nobody's responsibility. So as we get older, we have siblings, which they are still our sibling. We still love them. They still love us. But we have to rebuild relationships because they still see you as a version of the old family that we had. And that old family died. And a lot of us don't want to accept that it died or it never was actually properly foundation or sealed, or they never felt complete in the family, or like, the dynamics of the family, it didn't feel safe, or it just anything, like they just didn't feel satisfied, or they soul didn't feel satisfied with that grouping of family. And and that's okay. We all feel that. So what I'm saying to you is I did that. Traumatic things happened to me, and literally I went down the list of relatives to blame, and I blamed everybody before I got to me. And it's okay to blame. This is what I'm saying to you. A lot of us don't understand that you can hold a lot of truth in your mind. It doesn't mean you're wrong or you're jealous or like you're hating. As long as you're in a good heart place, as long as your heart is in the right place, you're not trying to blame them. You're just trying to figure it out in your own way. And some people talk to people, some people talk to therapists, but like I said, you have to trust your own within, because they have their own agenda with themselves. So they can help you, but they really can't help you. Like I can't help anybody forgive themselves for what they did to me. They have to forgive themselves. They have to take accountability of what they've done, and then understand that something happened to them also. So that's why they treated me that way. And it's nobody's fault. It's nobody's fault. Like, it's nobody's fault. It's literally nobody's fault. So you just have to know, once you're aware of it, just try to make the effort and change it. Because your siblings don't have to care for you. Your parents by default, they signed up for it. They signed up for it regardless. They're supposed to do it. If they don't do right by you, their life is gonna show. Not their life, like physically they're gonna show like, oh, them in despair, but mentally they'll be in guilt. And you don't want your parents to be in guilt and shame. I don't want my parents to be in guilt and shame. I want them to forgive themselves, because they didn't know better at the time. We all try to do the best we can with the information that we have. And at that time, they probably didn't have all the information, but they did the best they could. I had a great childhood. I had great interactions, but what we do is we get stuck in our minds and we only think about the bad experiences. And the good experiences always outweighs the bad ones. But if you continue to stay in your low chakras, anytime you feel an energy, since the energy is low, you'll refer it to like an old past trauma wound. And so you'll remember that, and then you'll start to project that onto somebody else or even to yourself. So you start victimizing yourself and put them in your head like they're the villain, because you need to have an enemy. Like your mind wants to have an enemy, but your only enemy is you. You are the only enemy that you ever had, was you. And so I accept everything that I've done, because it's written in the stars for me. This was going to unfold already. Like, people don't understand, like, this. That's why I trust the universe. That's why I trust God, because it's already was planned before I was born what was going to happen. People don't understand, like, I didn't just come into your life for no reason. Like, your spirits and whatever sits around you wanted me to come. Like, you were attracted to me as much as I was attracted to you. You wanted to be around me as much as I wanted to be around you. Like, all these things are true because we match somewhat of an energy together. So what I'm saying is, like, sometimes we get mad at our siblings and we try to do the blame game, but you have to understand we need to rebuild and have that rebuilding of friendship. Now, this is not opening a door, so all my siblings and people close to me can call me now and like try to apologize. I don't need it. I don't need the apology. I just want everybody to work on themselves, because now I'm in a time where I'm focusing on me and my family and what I'm creating. I'm super ambitious. I want, it's so funny because people used to ask me, what you want? And, and I used to laugh and say, I want everything. I want everything. And so it's funny to me now, but it makes so much sense to my soul now because I deserve everything. You know, I deserve everything. So with deserving everything, you get the low vibration things and you get the high vibration things. But it's not saying that it's good or bad. It's just, it is, you know. You're not a sinner. You could do anything you want as long as you not putting harm into yourself, into others, and other objects that are in this life. It could be a couch. It could be anything. Like, you just can't be aggressive with anything. Like, that's why people don't understand my weirdness, because you have to have a respect for every living and non-living physical thing that you see. So if you litter or you don't care about people's lawns, so you just drive on it without even having consideration, or like just anything that malicious you do out of malicious intent because you want to cause pain, or because you feel painful, you want to cause it on somebody else. And it could be simple, like going to the grocery store and like skipping somebody in line, but you know you seen them coming, like you seen them coming before you, but they got more groceries than you got, like stuff like that. So just, I mean, siblings don't mean to be jealous or envious of you. They just, the parents didn't know how to do it. So you ended up being alone, dealing with this big feeling, and now you're grown at this big age and you don't know how to deal with it either. But I'm here to tell you, you know how to deal with it. You've been dealing with it. There's nothing that you can't handle. Nothing. I mean, even at this moment, if you feel like, oh my gosh, my life is falling apart, it's the worst, it's the worst. Like, the reason it's in your life is because you actually are handling it, but you think you can't handle it because you're telling yourself you can't handle it. But you can handle it because you're doing it right now. As you think like, oh, I'm too weak, I can't. But as you're saying you can't, you're actually handling it. But it might not be the way you want to handle it, or might not be the envision that you see. But even those sad feelings, even those happy feelings, even those crazy feelings that you feel. But like I said, there's only one emotion, which is love. And everything else is absent of it. So they like to trick our minds with labels like sadness, fear, all of that. But all it is just absent of love. There's no such thing as like fear or like envy or jealousy. I just wanted to tell you to explain it because that's how we were taught. But this is a new thinking, like there's no such thing as bad. There's no such thing as sin. Like everything they taught you that was sinful and bad, it's not really bad. It's only bad when it harms other people and you have bad heart intent. That's definitely bad because your soul knows the difference from right and wrong to do against people, or like, I guess I have to say right and wrong because that's the only way your brain will comprehend it. But it's lightness and dark. You need both. And so people think that it's all about like people think it's a scale, like up and down, but it's actually tightness and expansion. So when you feel anxious or you're angry or you feel a bad feeling, you get tense. So you tight up, right? And though when you're happy and you're joyful, you release. So you loosen up. And so you're able to allow those energies to flow in your body a lot better. And you can deal with them a lot better. Just sit with yourself and breathe and just say, I am safe, I am protected. And it's okay, I did not know. It's okay, I did not know. But I know now. And I want to make a change. Even if you want to write me a letter and you don't want to even send it to me, just write me a letter. Write me a letter and then burn it or throw it out, whatever you want to do. But like I said, you should always think about me in loving and light, because that's what I do. When people think about me and I get signals that they're thinking about me, or I'm told that they're thinking about me and they're talking about me, I'm delusional. I'll be delulu all day. I'll be like, oh, she is. Oh my gosh. She's wonderful. She's great. She's amazing. He's great. He's a wonderful. He has a great heart. Because they do. They actually do. Because anytime I interact with people, I see their souls. I see the goodness in them. Why would you think that I would be near you if you didn't have that goodness within you? But, my soul couldn't get nothing else from you, so it had to move on. I needed to upgrade again. I needed to upgrade. And you didn't want to. So you stay where you was at. I left you where I left you, and I still am leaving you there. So you just have to deal with that. You have the free will to choose if you want to keep playing the blame game, or really take accountability for your actions and how it affects people. The reason it's so easy for me, because my brain can take a lot of concepts. Like I can listen to 10 different people that have a problem about the same thing and still think about all 10 persons and decide the best thing for them. That's what a natural leader is. I never wanted to call myself a leader. I never wanted to be like in front of people, but my personality, it exudes that. I'm an alpha. I don't stand with people. I don't know how to. It's natural. I don't know how to. I literally don't know how. Like even when I feel awkward and weird. But now I'm coming into myself that I don't have to feel like that, because now I accept myself. And so people, when I didn't accept myself, they could smell it off of me. They could smell that I wasn't confident. I had a confidence, but it wasn't all the time. Like it was weird, because when you get around people, you absorb their energy. And so a lot of it was me telepathically, me connecting with them on a deeper level, and merging with them in their thoughts, their desires, their dreams. And I thought that it was my own, because since I'm a loving person, I want to help you. But if the person doesn't want to be helped, or they didn't ask for help, who am I really helping? And it was like selfish. It's almost like you have a godlike complex, because you feel like, oh, I need to go help that person. Like I'm going to help them. But you can't help nobody. They got to help themselves. And so the only thing you could do is stay true to you and let the person know what your boundaries are and what you're willing to do, So that's all I got to say. Thank you for listening. Peace and love. Always think light. Even if you want to think dark, just understand that it's not your thoughts. Like, it's not yours. You're triggered by something. And so it keeps bringing you to the bad image. Because spirit likes to show you. And sometimes spirit is funny. They like to trick you too. They like to make fun and make jokes too. They're just like us. Like when we pass, we just go to the other side. We don't go nowhere. We don't go to hell or heaven. There's no such thing. We're just on the other side. You can't see us. Oh, that's another thing. Sorry. But that's up for another conversation. But at the end of the day, it's you. It's always been you. You got to level up. Because if you don't level up in this physical world, you're going to have to level up in the spiritual world on the other side. I'm just a spiritual gangster. I've been here before, So that's why I look easy. So when you look at me, you're like, damn, how this girl keep? Because before something bad happens to me, I already make the decision, like, no matter what happens to me, I'm going to win. I'm going to get back up. I'm going to do what I have to do to fight. That's a warrior spirit. That's an empress spirit. That's a goddess spirit. That's a, maybe I was a judge in another lifetime. Or maybe I was like, a community bringer up. I don't know. But the energy is real. So I hope that gave you a little bit more peace. I hope I'm bringing peace and light to you, because that's all I want to bring. This is a heartfelt realization, and I love you. I love every one of you, but I gotta back up. I gotta make distance. I gotta create distance, because I am ambitious as fuck. And I have things that people want. They wish they had. But it's okay. But I even want better than this. They don't even realize. I want more. This is just... I love that what I got, I appreciate it. But who say I don't deserve more? Who say I can't get more? That's what luxury is. It's knowing that you deserve more. And make that decision, because all you got is now, right now, at this minute. Even if you ignore it. Like at that second when you had that realization, just change it. It don't even matter if it took you 5 years, 6 years, 20 years, 3 days, 2 days, 6 hours, 4 hours. Just do it. All we got is now. Thank you. Bye. Okay, now I'm trying to close it out, and it's want to tell me all this stuff, because I never do reels. So it's trying to give me a damn tutorial.